Hi, for this tutorial I'm going to show you how to work with clipping masks, and for this particular tutorial I'm going to show you how you can use your client's pictures to make a mock-up of how they might look on a wall. So your client might pick their favourite photographs from a session, and you know what kind of frame they want and what kind of size they might like, or you might be suggesting that to them, and you're grouping them on a wall to give them a better idea of how they might look. Okay, so we have a wall here. Now, if you work in a client's house, you can take a picture of the space that they might be hanging them, which might give them an even better idea. But for this one, I'm just going to use a generic, I think it's a 3D model of a room. Okay, so we start off with our blank wall here, and I also have a frame here, which I've cut from, it's one of the frames that we offer, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide that in. Now, I know that the size that they want is maybe this size. You can have these pre-saved if you like, and I know that they want 3 horizontal pictures. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy that 3 times, and I'm going to pull them into position. Okay, so we'll just say maybe something like that. And first thing I have to do is I have to make sure that the shading matches up so they don't look like they're just painted on there. So I'm going to click on the layer here, and I'm going to do a drop shadow. And as you can see from the other shadows of other things, it's quite a diffuse shadow, so I'm just going to make the size a little bit bigger. And I can see that the light is coming in here from the right hand side, so that's the angle that I'm going to do to match up with that. And then I can just copy that layer style by clicking on the FX button there, and I can paste it into the other ones so they all look the same. Now the next thing I'm going to use is I'm going to use my shape tool, which is here, and I'm going to select the space that I want the picture to go in. And again, I want these to be the exact size, the exact same size in each picture. So I'm going to hold down the shift button as I bring it across, and then that's going to keep it in a straight line as I bring it across and just place it over where I want it to go. So what I'm also going to do is I'm also going to put a layer style on these as well, because if I put the picture on top, it's not going to have I want to make it look like this is a mount and it's slightly higher than the picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an inner shadow, and I'm going to make it not so big. It's only going to be little, and it's going to be it's going to be transparent. So the same thing again, I'm going to copy that over to each one of those. Now I have my pictures sort of pre-sized down here, the pictures that the client wanted. So I'm going to take this one here first, and I'm just going to put it in, and where I'm going to put it in is on top of shape 1, because that's where I want it to go. I want it to go on the far left over here. I'm going to right click on that layer, and I'm going to go to create clipping mask. That means that it won't go beyond that, the constraints of that. Then I'm going to press Control T, which is going to help me to scale, and I'm going to scale it down to the size that I want it to be inside there. And then I'm going to double click on that, and then that will set that there. Then I'm going to click on the next shape, the middle shape is in here actually, and I'm going to get the next picture that I want, and I want to get this one, and I'm going to do the same again. Right click, create clipping mask, Control T, I think it's Command on the Mac, and again I'm just going to put that the size that I want that to be in there. And then same with the last one. I'm going to find it's there, I'm going to drag that there, right click, create clipping mask, and again Control or Command T, and then if I hold down the Shift key as I'm scaling it, it scales the same ratio all the way around. and double click. And then you can just save that off and show it to your client, and hopefully you can up your sales that way. So the clipping mask, basically what the clipping mask does is it means that it can only go in the shape, it'll only reveal itself in the shape that you've drawn. And that's how those work.